Yo,
What
all
up?
right. Man, because of course the first episode got to go that way.
Man, I tell you, man. So we are here, DFW Shed Sessions Podcast.
Yo, what up, though?
Sorry for the distractions. We had some
Man,
technical difficulties. You know, sometimes the auxiliator just don't want to auxiliate, man.
I guess so.
So
I guess so.
so let's go ahead and get this thing started. So we got my guy over here, my brother co-host, J Ell Groove.
Tis I.
And we got the beautimous Professor Melwell handling everything on the backstage end and all that good stuff. I am Lucius White by the way of Loophole Beats, and this is DFW Shed Sessions
First one, number one.
podcast. So first of all, I wanna dig into DFW Shed Sessions and how it actually came about and how it started. So this idea of DFW Shed Sessions, you know, me being a musician, first of all, DFW, which is basically Dallas Fort Worth. So and shed, which is a term that we musicians use when we want to, you know, become better at what we do. And sessions is basically a session. So there it is. That's how the whole thing came about. But I created this group some years, I want to say 2014, around June-ish, somewhere in that area.
It was you and Mr. Ben Parker, huh?
Yeah, so when I created the group, so the group was created because I was looking to bring musicians together and like I said, shed and all of that. So when I created the group, I want to say within maybe a couple of weeks later, probably sooner than that, my good brother Ben Parker had contacted me personally, told me that he actually had this same idea, and he said, "Well, how about we do one location in Fort Worth? You do he have me to do the location in Fort Worth, and he do the location in Dallas." I said, "Yeah, we could do that." So we kind of did that. Every 1 week it'll be in Dallas, another week it'll be in Fort Worth, and we did that for a little while, and then it kind of dwindled out due to schedules and all that. Because you know, as working musicians could be, man, you know, we gotta go and work and get things done and pay bills and all that good stuff. So that's how the group came about. So another thing I want to do is thank my good brother J Ell Groove.
Tis I. Yes, sir.
Helping me.
Got the homies in the building.
Yeah, making this thing happen. I made a post a few months ago in a group about doing a podcast, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm." You know, he told me he was definitely interested in this whole thing, and I remember he left a comment in the post, and then I think a couple of weeks later he sent me a message saying, "Hey man, you really talking about this podcast?"
Don't talk about it, be about it, brother.
yeah, man. So, cause in that process, you got to go do your homework and research, especially when you looking into doing certain things. So I was looking into the whole thing about podcasts and how it works and the whole setup and all of that. So I talked to this brother. He like, I told him, "Yeah, I know this podcast you got to have." He said, "Oh man, I got whatever you need, man. I already got it." I said, "Oh well, shoot, man,
we do this thing, man.
Got a hold of the right person.
We do this thing in real life."
So yeah, I definitely appreciate this brother, man.
I appreciate you, man. I think it's gonna be a good look. I think we have a lot to say, a lot to talk about, man. We got
it is well overdue, bro.
Right, man. Listen, we have a lot of experience on this here subject of the music, the live instrumentation out here in the good old DFW world, man. And you know, we've been around the block a time or two. Man, we got some, you know.
I tell you one thing, man. Growing up, you know, it's like there's things I wish somebody could have told me.
Man,
from the business side to equipment to set, you know, when when you find out, I gotta set this up. I need a speaker too. Okay. I need this too. Okay.
Man, not only that, man. Like, what's, the business side of it. What's a fair pay rate? What's, when to take a L, when not to take a L, because sometimes that's necessary. Even though those aren't real L's, those are, it leads you into different situations, relationships. Making sure you have good relationships in this business, and different stuff like that, man.
Yeah.
And so, like you said, when we were younger, we really didn't have a lot of people to just sit us down and say, yo, do this like this, or this is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do, stuff like that. So I think it's a good thing that you and I came together, and we just trying to just give a little bit of our experiences, some of our game and stuff like that, man. Later on down the line, we're gonna have plenty of guests to share their experiences, man. We're gonna share ours. We're gonna have some really dope conversations. We're gonna have some really dope people people that we respect, not just as musicians but as people. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I think it's gonna be a dope thing, man. We here till the wheels fall off. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
also, another thing I want to say: make sure you guys go and subscribe to the YouTube channel, DFW Shed Sessions, because I'm really doing this not just for me, but I'm doing this for us as a whole. Far as the musician community, for us to to get out, and because it's opportunity for everybody. It's there's no reason for somebody to get something over somebody else at all.
I feel that.
So yeah, make sure you guys go subscribe. Also, this podcast is open for music artists, musicians, music educators. I'm also interested in talking with sound engineers.
Man, sound engineers, bar managers.
Yeah.
Venue owners.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, we need all y'all. We want to talk to all y'all and square some of this stuff
away. Even if you're a tambourine player.
I don't know, bro.
We don't discriminate.
I got excited. I got so excited.
I don't know about the we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we got Professor Mel Will. Professor Mel Will, I definitely appreciate everything you doing, because you keep us in line. Come on now.
I mean, I try to, but y'all don't always listen.
Hey, man.
On purpose.
On purpose.
Hey, man. So I guess we should start with introducing ourselves, right?
Yeah,
for the people who don't know us. For the people
let's go ahead and introduce, so these people know who they talking to.
So who we gonna start with, me or with you?
Yeah, we start with you, brother.
Don't start with me.
Yeah, man. So
okay.
Let's. How did it all start, man?
What you got? Oh man,
so,
how did it?
Now I know you play the pots and pans, right?
Every now and ago.
Every now and ago. Okay.
Every now and ago. Yeah. I am J Ell. I am a percussionist out here out of Dallas Fort Worth. Grew up in Oak Cliff, just like most cats started in church.
Yep.
My start came from sitting on the front pew and watching the drummers at the church play. That gave me a tambourine and two pens or two pencils or whatever, and I was
was you that little kid? Can I play?
Yeah, play? I was that guy, and I was also that little kid that got kicked off the drums. I got kicked off the drums.
You got lucky if you got to play for offering.
Man, listen, and I got kicked off the drums at offering. You know what I'm saying? All that church hurt, but man. But yeah, man, just sitting there watching, mimicking these different cats, man. I grew up in Oak Cliff. Came up in this church called Progressive Church of God in Christ. Pastor Tommy Taylor. That's where I came up at.
Oh, Kojic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Kojic all day, man. And so that's where I came up at, man. And starting off, I grew up while watching this guy play. His name was Broderick Taylor. He was the first one, and then I got a little bit older, and then it was George Davis. Then I got a little bit older, then I was watching this cat named Patrick Taylor, and then after Pat, it was my turn. Right. It was a family church.
So so coming up, because you said you was in the Kojic church, so I'm pretty sure, because I'm trying to think, because there when that ending point was in the 90s, shop music was like 100 and
try 200 BPM.
200 BPM. It was so fast.
It was hella fast, man, and it didn't last for no couple minutes.
Yeah,
you know, I specifically remember, cause we used to have church at night. We used to have Sunday night service at my church. We called it Sunday Night Live.
YPWW,
and all that good stuff.
Know.
And I specifically remember this was one of them. So like we all showed up and we had our suits. The organ player, shout out to Galen Taylor. The organ player. He had he would always be fly, man. He had on he'd have on his 3-piece or whatever. And then George on guitar, he have on his suit. I had on my suit. And I just remember specifically that night. By the end of the night, ties was off. Shirts was drenched, shoes was off, and I remember it was.
This is before there was a such thing as casual Sunday.
Man, listen, and I specifically remember like we was all like, cause that particular night they wanted to shout all night, and I just remember Galen was like trying to pep us up, like, all right, I'll keep it going. We got to keep it going. Me and Joe was like, all right, let's go. But yeah, man, you get a lot of, we talk our noise about church, man, but you actually get a lot of training ground in church.
Yep.
Especially one of the things that I took from church, growing up in church, being a musician, is feeling the crowd.
Yep.
Or as church folks will say, moving in the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Following the spirit and stuff like that. That one tune that y'all worked on at choir rehearsal, that might not be the tune for that moment that Sunday morning. Like the room might call for something else.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The room might call for a different and I hate this word, but vibe. but the room might call for that. So you have to be intuitive enough to know when to move, when to stay right there, when to, what I'm saying, stuff like that. And I was able to take those traits and take it outside of church. Playing in different, because it's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
That one tune that you worked on, that you practice or whatever, when you go in that venue or when you playing for that party or whatever, that might you look at your crowd and of course rule of thumb is always know your audience, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you wanna take that mindset in there, and then it's like, okay, well, yeah, I know we worked on that song, whatever, but and we even put it in the set list in order and all that good stuff. But right now, the crowd isn't feeling that way. We need to stay on this way, and you have to be a certain type of individual to be able to understand. Okay, we can't go here just yet, or we need to go ahead and move on. Stuff like that. But I learned that in church.
Yep, that church always teach you always being aware and attentive of whatever is going on, and always listening.
For sure, man. Hey, man, we if I could just say, man, we are live, man. Shout out to everybody watching, man. Shout out to the homies. We got K. Lou in the building. We definitely got to get K. Lou on here, man.
Most definitely.
We got K. Lou, Mark Ayers, man. We got to have him on here too. He was one of those people that actually watched me grow. I knew Mark Ayers before he was Mark Ayers. I ain't gonna tell him what we used to call him, but I knew Mark Ayers when he used.
Shout out to Cuzzo.
I knew Mark Ayers before he was before he was Mark Ayers. He had a mini fro. He didn't have a hang time like you got now.
Like that.
It's too late. He did it to
Don't
himself.
do him like that.
He did to himself. Shout out CT Davis. Definitely got to have him on. Now when we get CT up here, man, please make sure we have our censor button ready for him, because he
Yeah, my sister's on here. Nicole Thomas. All right.
But anyway,
Shout
yeah,
out
man.
to family. I got called the family.
Hey, Nicole.
Okay, so question.
What's good?
So you playing as a drummer, did you was there a certain time where you realized that you was going to be doing this as an adult, or did you just think I'm just play drums, or was there something else that you wanted to do when you was a kid?
So music was always a thing for me personally. I tell everybody I came out of my mama with a pair of drumsticks.
Yeah.
Right. So, I always knew it would have something to do with music, and at first, because it was always drums, and I have such a love and a passion for, for it. At one point in time, you tend to think, okay, I'm going to be the next famous drummer, or I'm gonna be the next. I'm gonna be that guy when it comes. I'm gonna be the coldest drummer in the room.
Yeah.
But as I got older, which of course, drums is still a big, heavy part of my career. But as I got older, my focus shifted just a little bit. All of that kind of changed with time. So at one point in time, while I was worried about being the coldest drummer in the room, now I'm more interested in owning the room.
Okay.
And I'll hire the coldest drummer. You feel what I'm saying? That's kind of where my mind shifted. So I didn't know that I would be in this mindset that I am now, but I did know pretty early that whatever it is that I would be doing, music will be involved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good, man. So I remember we had this conversation, or I found out through conversation that you was in the military.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So you went from So how did the military thing?
Man, that's a long story, but I'll get a short version. I'll get a short version, pretty much, man. I actually had a full ride scholarship to Grambling State University. Shout out to all the Grambling folks out there. I had a
PV over here, brother, but whatever. Let's keep going.
Yeah, I'm so sorry to hear that. So sorry to hear that, but so I had a full ride scholarship to Grambling State University, and at that time I was a real heavy mama's boy. So coming out of high school, I'm thinking I'm about to go to college and turn up in college, be on the drum line, play Chocolate Thunder, all that good stuff.
You gonna be that dude pushing the bass drum?
Big Bertha, yo, I would have done it, and pretty much what wound up happening was, I was a real big mama's boy, and at the time my father had passed away, so it was just me and her at the time, and pretty much just found out that had I gone to college, I would have been fine, just me by myself at college, but leaving her behind, I felt like, I found out some stuff, and I felt like if I had left her, I would have been leaving her hanging financially. So I didn't want to do that. So what I did was, I made a real quick decision. I was like, okay, I need to find out what can I do legally that will both take care of me and her. And at the time, of course, I'm a senior. You have career day. They were coming to the school. Teaching how to fill out resumes and stuff like that. Then you had college day, and then of course all the military people, they would come to the school, and all that good stuff.
You saw that be all that you can be.
Be all of that.
All that you can
do. Dude, you know what? It's funny because I had absolutely no intention of going to the military. Like those recruiters would come up to the school and all that stuff, and I'd be like, no, so around this time, this is 2007. So 9/11 was still fresh. Everybody was talking about war. Yeah. So I was like, forget that, forget Bush. I don't care about y'all. Like I even have family that was retired military, and I was like, forget y'all too. I'm going to college and I'm playing drums. And this is that and the other, but that situation kind of made me change my mind. So I was like, okay. I actually went and talked to the Marines first, and Marines just wasn't talking about paying me no money. But then the Army said, well, we'll give you a $20,000 signing bonus. Word, I bet. And that's kind of, and it was funny because this is kind of when I found out that my mother was a gold digger, right? Because at first she was like, no, I don't want you to go, blah blah blah. Then I went to basic training.
That check came in, she like, how much did we get?
No, listen. So I went to basic training. Then I went to AIT, and when you finish all that, that's when you get your signing bonus. So then I came out, then I bought her a car, right? and then so it went from I don't want you to go, you don't need to go, blah blah, to oh, I'm so proud of you, I'm so happy that you went. I'm like, I'm sure, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, man, so that's how that happened. And then, but I will say this, just being in the military, something that she taught me, even before the military and stuff like that, was like, she never not believed in my music. Like, she always supported and pushed my love for music.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, but she always said, but just, be smart.
Yeah.
Be smart. Let's just say something happened.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have to fall back on? And I know a lot of people, like to be cute and say, you don't need a plan B when you got a plan A.
Yeah.
Always stick to your plan. And that's true. You should definitely have faith. But at the same time, even with that, make sure you have something even that supports your dream, right? So with that, like when I went into the military, my mindset was to go and learn a trade.
Yeah.
So I went in there and I did that. I was in there for 5 years. Did a tour overseas, came back. We here now, So, yeah, that's where the military come in.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
So, do you ended up having to shoot at somebody or somebody shoot at you? Yeah.
We could talk about that story later. So
I didn't sign up for this, brother. I thought I was just gonna be moving chairs.
That's actually
stapling papers and stuff.
That's exactly what happened because so when I went to MEPS, right? When
you know what I just thought about? What? You remember I'm gonna get you sucker when he talking about he was a secretary.
Right.
He said, "Why you got all these patches? Well, this is for skydiving. This
right." Oh yeah, I forgot. K-Lou did go to FAMU. K-Lou went. He did.
No, he went to PV.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, PV, man.
I said FAMU.
PV.
Man. He went to PV. I'm sorry. It's all the same.
Hey,
Chris
man.
Carr, what up, boy?
You sound like somebody say Dallas and Fort Worth. Boy, I tell you, boy, that's.
But yeah, so when I went to MEPS, and like I said at the time, it was like real heavy wartime and all that good stuff because of 9/11. So they had like a really short video version of what our jobs or MOSs were available, and they showed me all of these ones. The only one that didn't require me shooting or getting shot at was medical logistics, medical supply, and I said I want that one. So I did that one, and then wound up still having to go across the water, right? Now, so what wound up happening was when we went over there, I was in Mosul, Iraq for a year and a half. So when we went over there, we stayed with what's called the CAS, the Combat Support Hospital. So these are like the combat medics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so while we didn't have to go over there and what we call across the wire and do the shoot, bang, bang. We saw the aftermath. We saw what happened to a lot of people who did see the shoot, bang, bang. You know what I'm saying? The ones who didn't make it, the ones who were, in unfortunate situations and stuff like that. So we saw that, which could still, if you up, if you really not ready for that. But so. But we came back unscathed, and we good.
Okay, so what year did you actually end up coming back? Like for Dallas, when you was back for Dallas for good?
You talking about out the military?
Yeah.
That was 2012.
Okay.
April 20th, 2012 was my ETS date. ETS, in other words, my last day in the military. April 20th, 2012.
Okay, because it's funny because you told me it was a time where we met each other, which is I don't remember, but what I do is remember when we was at Bar Louis and you was doing that jam thing, and I walked in, he said, "Oh, there go Lucius," and you said it, and I'm like, "What? Who's that?"
Man, I first met you, so even now I'm still kind of this way. I'm a little bit more. I'm a little bit less in the shadows. The people who know me.
Yeah.
I'm in front a lot. I'm on stage, but especially back then, I was that guy to where like, I seen, because of course I've been to Fiji's and I've been to all, what I'm saying, all the spots that we all came up in, grew up in, Profit Bar and all that stuff. I wasn't always the dude. In the circle, dapping up everybody and stuff like that. I was always a dude sitting back in the corner, right? So it was this cat. It was this dude who owned his own, who owned the spot. I won't mention his name because F that guy. But he owned his own spot, and he had he had like a daytime shed. As a matter of fact, I think Mark Ayers was there and stuff like that. It was like a lot of just the musicians in the city. So it was during the day.
I'm trying to remember how I found out about that shit.
All I remember was you were there, and this was pre skinny Lucius. You know what I'm saying? This was
Sherman the Clump Lucius.
This was
Sherman.
pre. You know, he had the short fade haircut.
This is before the mega shakes.
Yeah. You know, now he done lost all his weight and his skin is loose. So it's like, you know, so this was pre that, and that's where I actually first officially met you.
Okay.
But again, it was one of those, you know, come and go type thing.
Yeah,
hey, what's good, bro? Y'all, you killed it, bro. You know that thing we do.
Yeah.
Bro, you killed it. You know all that
I
stuff.
need a lesson, Doc. Come on.
Yeah,
bro,
I definitely didn't. I never been that guy. I
need a lesson.
I never been that guy.
Now they put out the phone. Woo, yeah, Doc. Come on, Doc.
All of that. First of all, Doc, I think it's about time we can cancel Doc, man.
Oh, the new one is Deke. Come on, Deke.
All of that, man. You know, so so that's actually where. But again, I was that dude. I rarely came outside. I would come. I would sit in the background. I would watch, because my thing was I was never really an in crowd type dude.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't good at. I'm not naturally friendly. Even now, I'm not that guy that's gonna just walk up to you and try to start a conversation.
Yeah.
But
it's me too.
But it got to a point to where I had to learn networking, and I learned that from it's a lady in Dallas. She's a old school jazz singer. Her name is Brigitte Rendu, right?
Okay.
And so we wound up working together on this project. And I was like, because I found out, she had like all of these accolades. I found out that she was Grammy nominated. I found out she was a part of like the music union and stuff like that. So I had got to a point where I said, okay, I think you have some information that I need. Can you mentor me when it comes to the game or whatever? She said, sure, I'll mentor you. She said, okay, tell you what, meet me at Sandaga. Because what happened at that time, they used to have jazz night on Tuesdays at Sandaga, and this is when
I remember that, man.
And but this is when all of the monsters would be there, like the old school heavy, like they would go there like on Tuesday nights. Like if you were,
I always see
it's like
Bernard Wright was always every time I went there, Bernard Wright would be there. You
know what I'm saying? So it's like. So she was like, meet me here on Tuesdays, and then whatever. So I go, and I still had that I'm not friendly mindset, right? So she's introducing me to heavy hitters. This is so and so. He was the music director for Prince. Oh, this is so and so. He played organ for so and so. Oh, this is so. And my only thing, like she's genuinely trying to introduce me to these people, and I'm like, hey, what's good? All right. All right, cool. And she they got that back patio back there, and she said, baby, come outside real quick. I went outside, like, yes, ma'am. She was like, Eric.
That's that.
She said, Eric, and I will never forget
Eric?
this. I'll never forget this. She said, Eric, I think you're wonderful. I think you're talented. But you need to get from under that fucking rock that you under. I am sick of you are sitting here wasting my time. I done introduced you. And I'm like, oh, okay. But that taught me a lesson, though.
Yeah.
That taught me a lesson, man. That's one of the best lessons that I've learned as a musician, is knowing how to build relationships, knowing how to network. Stuff like that. So, shout out to Brigitte, man. I will forever take that lesson with me, man. And she's probably somebody we need to have on here too. Yeah. But so man, that's pretty much, my thing, and how I came up and, in the game and stuff like that, man.
We're gonna dig into some other stuff in a bit, but one more other thing. So J Ell Groove, how did that name come about?
So the name J Ell Groove. So in the military, a lot of people don't know. I had a very short rap career. I had a very.
Did you just say rap?
I did say rap. Your boy had bars, bro.
Got them bars.
Your boy had bars, man. So
good 16.
Man,
can we get an 8?
No.
He said no.
Yeah. So anyway, one of my partners when I was in the military, when I was stationed in San Antonio, he was from Alabama, and he had a rap group or whatever, and he found out that I could rap. Excuse me, and he was like, well, dude, you know what I'm saying? Come rap with us and, do all that. We did a song together and everything. We did a music video, all of that stuff. Not going to tell you the name of the song. Not going to tell you the music video.
Should I link it?
Only if you want to keep a job. but yeah, all of that is still out there. Sometimes I even go back and watch it from time to time. Like, I can't believe I did that. But anyway, yeah, So yeah, that happened, and but he was like, of course you can't go by Eric Ellis, right? So in the military, we only address each other by our last name. So my last name being Ellis, a lot of cats would just call me L. What up, L? What's good, L? Or whatever. So I just took that, and my middle name starts with a J. So I took that and said, okay, we'll go by J Ell. So that was my rap name, J Ell.
Okay.
And then, later on down the line, came back, got out the military, got into drumming and stuff like that. Mark, you really need to chill, bro. You really need to chill with these eyes. No, sir. No. We're not gonna go into we're not gonna go into that video. But anyway, yeah, so coming back, one thing that I was taught just as a youngin', as a drummer, is pocket get you paid. It's always about your pocket. It's always about your groove, and the decisions that you make as a drummer. Not doing too much, why not, doing too little. So one of my OGs, we were playing something, and I was locked in, and he just said, "Hey man, I'm gonna start calling you Groove, man. Your groove is solid. I might just call you Groove." So for a while, he not with us no more. But for a while, he was just calling me Groove. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. So it got to a point to where I wanted to build that character of J Ell Groove. So J Ell Groove, that's where that comes from. That's the drummer. If you see me out networking, because again, that's not my natural person. That's not, Eric is laid back in the cut, whatever. But J Ell is the one that's on stage and on the microphone and talking noise and, doing all the business meetings, talking, networking, and stuff like that. That's the character of J Ell Groove. So yeah, that's where that came from.
Cool, man. So J Ell Groove, you the host, right? Co-host, right?
I am the co-host of this mothership.
This mothership.
Yes, sir.
Because we keep it groovy, man.
That we do.
We keep it groovy and we keep it funky, right?
Shout out to speaking of, it's funny how time works. Shout out to Patrick Stuckey. Who is the drummer for Funk Your Feelings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we do keep it funky, man. Yes, I am the co-host of this here. As are you. You are the co-host as well.
Yes,
right?
I am something like that.
Okay. Well, I guess we both just working on hosting and interviewing skills.
We working on it, man. We shedding on hosting.
Yeah,
we host shed.
That's a word, brother. We shedding on hosting. I mean, cause it's the first one, man. This the first one. We got a lot more to go after this. So I guess,
man, we got a lot to talk
so I guess we got to get it out the way now.
We got to squeeze it in, all this, mash it up.
Right.
Got to mash.
Right.
And squeeze. And all that good stuff, man.
Yeah, man. That's what's up, man. So yeah, that's pretty much how I came up, and that's what I've been. That's what I've been on, and now we're here, and it got to a point for me to where, I got to a point to where I realized like there are things to do outside of the stage. There are things you can do as far as being stable, as far as being successful, as far as sharing your talent, all of that stuff outside of just always being on stage. It even got to a point for me to where it's like, okay, yeah, it's cool to be on stage, but who is the person that can say no? Who is the person that can say yes?
Yeah.
What makes them that person? This. So I got to a point to where I was interested.
Who's the gatekeeper?
Right. I got to a point to where I was more interested in being that person because in a way that person may or may not just be a little bit more powerful than the one on stage. Now, of course, what we do as musicians and artists is extremely powerful, right? But it's you reach another level when you're actually the one giving the platform.
Yep.
You're actually the one making the way for all of these guys to be able to, do their thing, share their message, help people and stuff like that. So it's like it got to a point for me where I got a little bit more interested in being more of the facilitator of all of those. Yeah. All of those things or whatever. Like I said, go from being the coldest drummer in the room to owning the room. And so that's where my focus is at.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Sounds good, brother.
Yeah, man.
It feels so lovely to be here tonight. What a beautiful Give yourselves a round of applause. You're so lovely. Everyone's so lovely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Pharaoh Jackson, we appreciate you, man. We appreciate you. Hey, man, if y'all ever see my merch, y'all holler at Pharaoh Jackson, man. That's the one who keep my drip, you know what I'm saying, the way it's supposed to be. If you need merch done, T-shirts, whatever, man, T-shirts, hoodies, all that stuff, he's in the comments. Y'all definitely make sure y'all go holler at Pharaoh Jackson, man. He'll definitely get you right.
Yeah, man. So, you got any questions for me, brother?
I do. I have plenty.
Oh,
I have plenty. So first of all, you weren't born in Dallas or Fort Worth.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, cause you got to understand, we do our research here on DFW Shed Sessions. So a lot of times we'll.
Oh, you know where I was born?
Yeah. Was it Midland, Texas?
No,
it wasn't Midland.
Now I did grow up in Midland, but technically I was born in Stanton, Texas.
Wow, you were born in Stanton, Texas. Okay, bet. But
Yeah.
you were raised. That's where I got Midland from. You were raised.
Yeah,
in
I was
Midland.
I grew up in a small town by the way of Midland, Texas, which we like to call it M Square.
M Square.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
Go.
I don't know who came up with that name, but hey, would they get excited? Yeah, M Square. So, but anyway, yeah, that's the little town I grew up in. What else you got?
I got plenty. I thought you was just about to just go ahead and roll into
roll,
your story like you normally do.
I be trying to do different times. I just try to be different. That's all.
I got you, and I'm assuming you came up in church like everybody else, right?
Yes, I grew up in the Kojic church.
Okay.
My dad.
Did you start off playing keys in church?
No, I didn't. I started off on the drums.
Really?
I started as a drummer, which was very interesting because it wasn't even it wasn't officially a drum set. So, because we had a small count of members at our church.
Oh, y'all was So what you're saying is your church was looking for musicians to grow with them.
Well, not exactly, because my mom played.
Oh, okay, got you.
So yeah, my mom played the organ.
Because that's the thing now. We're looking for musicians that grow with us. That's their way of saying you ain't getting paid, bro.
Yeah, right. So now my mom played, and my sisters and my brothers, they were singing, and I was not the singing person. When people say I can't sing, I tell them I don't sing. Like, no,
I tell people I talk on notes. I don't sing.
I
don't croon. You will never hear me try to sing a ballad, but I will talk on notes from time to time.
That's exactly what I did when I didn't have a choice but to sing.
Right.
You wasn't gonna sing, gonna get a whooping.
Right. Oh, okay, gotcha.
So, but anyway, so I got to tell you about this setup.
Okay.
This drums, with you being a drummer, and going to a churches, you never know what you're gonna
at all.
But I think this is probably by far the worst, because we had these wooden chairs. And we had the drums sitting on the chair. There was no bass drum. Like when we first when I first was playing over there, there was no bass drum. There was I think it was, I'm trying to remember I remember. So it's two chairs, it's two wooden chairs. Both of them had it's one chair with the snare drum, and I believe the other one's like a floor tom, which was really bad.
But it didn't have no legs because it's sitting on the chair.
I don't think it had legs. It's a man. I'm like 4 or 5, 6 years old. So, but I do remember this. There was another wooden chair to where I had like a crash cymbal, but it was a crash cymbal with the like the handles like in marching band, like a cloth handle, and I used to have the cymbal hang on the corner of the chair, and it would just sit.
Wow. Wow.
It was like, hey man. It was like my imaginary drum set. I'm gonna make the best of this.
Wow, to have a cymbal sitting on the corner of a chair.
Yeah.
So how do you hit it and it not fall?
I'll just hit it and it never fell. I don't know how that happened, but it happened.
Wow.
So
that's crazy.
But to me that was the best drum set in my life because I just wanted to play the drum.
Okay, so you play the drum. So you start off playing drums, and you get you get a little bit older. What brought on the I guess you could say the want to play keys? Okay,
so wanted to play keys
because you're mostly known as a keyboard player for the most part.
Yeah, so wanted to play keys. It was a certain point in time playing drums where I think I just started getting interested in just playing another instrument.
Okay.
Drums was getting a little boring.
Okay.
At some point in time, and I just wanted to try something different.
Okay.
And, we had a keyboard or piano at home, and I used to just whatever records come on, I just try to pick up and play them. And then my mom, like me telling you, my mom, she showed me like the basic stuff, like where all the notes was, and she tried to put music in my face to read, but at the time I want to play what I hear in church.
Right.
You know how most, some kids, they just want to, especially church, you want to just.
You want to learn all the licks and the praise breaks and all.
Yeah, I want to learn all.
Well, it wasn't praise breaks back then; it was shout music.
Yeah, right. So, but that's how that came about, man. I started playing at home or trying to, figure out how these chords work and trying to play runs and all of that, and went from there.
Okay. What was the very first song that you learned on keys?
That's a good question. So
do you remember?
The first song was I think it was a quartet song called Come Along. Come along, my friend.
Oh, Ken Spirituals.
Yeah.
Hey man, listen, you can't miss me with no quartet, man. Yeah. I came up on quartet music, man. Like before I knew who Kurt Franklin was, because my parents were older. My dad's from Mississippi, mom's from Georgia. They moved to Texas, made sex, and had me.
Right on.
So, but yeah, but they were older or whatever. But so before I knew who any of the mainstream contemporary gospel artists were, Ken Spirituals, Pilgrim Jubilees, Mighty Clouds of Joy, Slim and the Supreme Angels, like that's what I grew up listening to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel that. Okay, bet, that's what's up. So now let me ask you about this. Because being in church, learning the tunes and stuff are cool and all that stuff, but there's I'm not gonna say a weakness that most like organ and keyboard players have, but you find out that a lot of guys don't really know how to back a preacher, right? So did you struggle with backing a preacher, coming up?
Well,
like how did you know how to do that?
Oh, playing
that thing.
So when I first started, I was on the keyboard at first. That was probably within the first year I was playing. And then when I switched to organ was when my dad basically sat down from pastoring, and we started going to another church. This other church I went to, the organist in Midland, he was kind of like the guy.
Okay. So
his name's Tim Weatherspoon.
Okay.
And he was like in Midland, he was like the guy, especially like on organ. So like I used to sit next to him every Sunday and just try to just take in everything like far as playing. But as far as the hooping and all that, it's almost like a rhythm to where you got to play in between the words.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like once you get that, and then you pretty much good. Now, I kind of have a funny story. During my high school years, I was at this point where I was able to carry service and carry myself as a musician.
Okay.
So it was a church I played for a while in Cleveland, and this preacher preached one Sunday. He had the stuttering problem.
Okay.
Bro, when I tell you,
I don't think you ever told me that.
No, I didn't. This
Okay.
literally just came to mind when we talking about this hooping. So
Backing a preacher that got a stuttering problem.
When I-
Somebody make a
Bruh.
a skit of that. That is hilarious.
bro, when I tell you I struggled, Reverend,
That's the visual is hilarious.
it ain't even nothing else to say.
Backing
Like,
a preacher with a stuttering problem. That's hilarious.
yeah, so yeah, I'm just leave that on that note.
Oh man. Okay. So now you're an adult or whatever. So you at one point in time, between that time, you went from Midland to Fort Worth,
Mm-hmm.
right? So being how did you get your comings up, as an adult musician, outside of the parents' crib, outside of church and stuff like that? How did you get your comings up that way?
My Cummins.
Your comings up, like how did you come up in the ranks as a musician outside of church as an adult?
Oh, you talking about how did I get better? How did I?
No, like how did you come up? How did you get status? How did you start getting gigs? Like how? Did
Okay. How I start getting gigs. All right, so we're gonna talk about it, brother. This is the secret.
Okay.
No. So anyway,
Somebody said, "Lou, stop."
That's my sister. That's the cause. You probably laughing at the story I just told. So anyway, so far as get gigs, I basically went to me, DeAnthony, and my dude Gump.
DeAnthony McGee.
DeAnthony McGee.
Okay. Shout out to DeAnthony. We gotta have him on soon.
Yeah, we went to this place called the Profit Bar.
The Mecca. Some of you newer musicians, if you're new to the scene, if you never got a chance to experience the Profit Bar, man, that became ground zero for just some of the absolute best music or the dopest musicians you've ever run across. I mean, of course, it was a lot of places before that, like to Fiji's, stuff like that. But the Profit Bar just became the Profit Bar on a Wednesday night. That was it. That was just that one. That was like training ground for any musician, man. Any and every musician in the Dallas area, man. So shout out to it's not here with us no more, but shout out to the Profit Bar. But okay, you came up in the Profit Bar.
Yeah, so we used to go up there faithfully every week and we always go up and play open mic. So that was one link of me just meeting other musicians and getting gigs. Cause I run into people like Jason Davis. Shout out to Jason Davis, and I ended up doing gigs with his band and one or two other people. Then also DeAnthony, we used to do these house parties, and we used to, just through different relationships and connections with playing with other guys, which leads to playing with other bands. Oh yeah, you need a keyboard player. Oh, I got this guy right here. You know how it simply works. So in those stages, that's how I started, like far as getting gigs.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Who did you watch growing up? Like, of course, outside of your mom, but it's like who? Your mom and you mentioned the other cat that you watched growing up in church. What about outside of what musical training did you really have like outside of that?
Okay, so like far as, are you asking me who was the musician or jazz or?
Anything.
Okay, so basically, I want to say when I got to college, I think that's when things really started opening up, far as like guys I really started looking at, like the Chick Coreas and all of that.
Okay.
But one guy that really changed my whole sense of playing is Cornell Gaskin.
Oh man.
Shout out to Cornell Gaskin.
Man.
I think a lot of keyboard players.
Man, listen, that's the. I look at him, man, and like that's like the Art Tatum of our generation.
Yeah. So
I have the highest respect for him as a musician, man. We probably need to try to get him on the show as well.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Probably need to try to get him on the show. Hey, Chris, Mark, I really kind of need y'all to mind y'all business, brothers. All right, y'all can't beat me with the sticks of my past. I really need y'all to mind y'all business, but anyway, okay. So bet. What about in school when you was at PV? Were you what did you go to PV for?
I went to PV and got my degree, bachelor's,
because
in arts and music.
PV produces productive people.
That's right. Yeah,
biggest lie ever
now
told.
one thing I will say, man, in college, I think, college really kind of, I ain't gonna say kind of, it forms you to get ready for what the world has.
Got you.
But I know there was one professor, boy, that did not play.
Yeah.
Like she was a piano teacher, and she was like a music history. I did not know how to study for nothing until I took her class, because when I took her class for music history, it was another student in there that was in that for the third time. I'm like, I'm not finna be in here.
Wow.
Yeah, she didn't play. Like, all of her tests was fill in the blank. It was no multiple choice.
So you had to know no.
So you had to know no. So yeah, that was a turning point for me of, okay, I gotta really be on my. And what's so funny, man, is like if you was doing good in any of her classes, like just outside of class, she's a cool person.
Right.
If you was suffering, she wouldn't even look at you. She wouldn't even look your way. She ain't gonna speak to you. I'm like, oh man, this is serious.
That's funny.
Yeah, but that was in college days, man. Yeah,
that's funny. That's what's up though, man. I think, especially as far as you're concerned, man. One of the reasons that I took to you, man, like, you're one of those people. Not only are you talented, man, you don't hear your name in a lot of mess, or any mess, really. You know what I'm saying?
That's because I just say hi and bye and go home.
Amen. But listen, cats really don't understand. There are times where that come into play, man.
Yeah,
just go do what you need to do, then go to the crib or whatever.
Yeah.
Now another question. So we got drums.
Mm-hmm.
We got drums, and then you got to a point to where you play. You play keys.
Mm-hmm.
But I also see that you play bass.
Mm-hmm.
I also see that. So, what made bass be the next choice?
Well, one day I just said, I think I'm gonna go buy a bass, and I went to Guitar Center.
Okay.
I got me a little old used $100 Squire Fender bass, and I called up. No, actually, I didn't call him up. He was on the gig with me, and I brought my bass for him to check it. Jay Sanford.
Shout out to Jay Sanford.
My good brother Jay Sanford.
That's one of the homies too.
He actually gave me some good pointers on
too.
far as beginning, starting off learning the bass, and he did some things with the bass that I had. So it actually helped build strength in my playing. So. Shout out to Jay Sanford.
Shout out to Jay Sanford,
yeah,
man. That's definitely one of the homies, man. Good dude, solid dude. So he ain't shit, but solid dude.
Yeah.
Solid bass player, man. But nah, man, he cool. That's what's up, man. So, but even with that though, what was it? I mean, because of course you could have said. I'm gonna try guitar, or I'm gonna try, whatever.
I actually did try guitar one point in time.
You did.
My fingers just was not cooperating with them strings, brother. I like.
So that's what I'm saying. So what was it about bass, other than just I just saw a bass and I wanted to pick it up? Like, what was it about?
I want to say one of the things that grabbed my attention with wanting to learn to play the bass or playing the bass is one of the guys that I saw is Thaddeus Tribbett.
Okay.
and him playing the 4-string, and like far as especially in the gospel industry, you see all the guys with the 5 and 6 strings. Nothing against some monsters, but when I saw Thaddeus, that kind of grabbed my attention, and then I started getting into Victor Wooten and Jocko.
Okay.
And they play 4 strings, and I like, okay.
Was it an easy transition from keys to bass?
In some points, yes. It didn't take much for me to learn like the fingering or figuring out where to place notes and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think one of the things I probably still kind of struggle with, I'm getting better, is probably the slapping.
Okay.
But
the slapping.
Yeah, you got to
Can
slap. When you got the boom, boom, boom,
Like that.
Yeah, there we go. That's it. Yeah.
Not quite like that, but we get what you're saying. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Okay. And the other dope part about it is I see you out here and you're, well, I don't think I've ever just seen you play drums, but like even with the keys and the bass, I see you out here like doing gigs and playing these things fluently. Is there an instrument outside of bass that you're interested in, like after bass?
Now, an instrument I do want to learn,
Mm-hmm.
I just got to get it, is the harpeggi.
Really?
The harpeggi is, that's one that's captured my attention.
That's definitely a dope instrument.
Yeah.
They found your video.
I doubt it. There's
Chris
no way.
Carter said, "Found it."
There's no way. There's no way y'all found that video. There's absolutely.
I've been itching not to put it out there.
If it's on the internet, Doc.
There's no way. There's no way y'all
This
found
dude
that
came
video.
all the way back just to say found it.
If it's on the internet, Reverend.
There's no way that y'all found that video. Chris,
they started looking up IP addresses and everything. We gonna find this thing.
They was
There's
like, they was gonna find it.
Man, that is funny.
Oh wow.
Oh, somebody say paste it, bro.
He said,
You should have never brought that
wow.
up.
He said the bro had hair. Wow.
Oh
Okay.
man, this is funny.
Okay. The first episode, I think we just need to go ahead and take this down. We gonna block a couple people. Probably gonna report your page, Chris Carl.
That's why this is the only Facebook Live version we're gonna do, because we ain't gonna be able to act right.
Right. It ain't even us. It's the people that ain't that.
He said that, bro.
Y'all gonna have to go to YouTube for the rest of these.
You know what I'm saying? How about go to YouTube and learn tunes? How about that instead of look for old rap videos?
YouTube, learn tunes.
Go to YouTube and learn tunes on
learn something new,
right? Learn something new.
Learn something informative.
Again, send me. Wow, y'all ain't worth two flies smash.
Oh man,
y'all ain't worth two flies smash. But hey, listen, man. Man, this is a dope conversation, man. This is DFW Shed Sessions Podcast, man.
Yep.
Man, I think we could pay some bills for a little bit. Take a quick little break. Hey, man, we gonna take a. Is that cool with you?
Yeah, we can do that. Take a pause for the calls.
All right, man. So listen, we gonna go ahead and do that. Y'all don't go anywhere. We're gonna be right back, and I mean right back. We're gonna be right back, man.
And we're gonna be right back too.
Is that what I said? Are you gonna make that a thing?
Hey, man, it's already a thing, bro.
It's DFW Shed Session Podcast. Y'all don't go nowhere. We gonna be right back. All right, everybody, we back.
We are back.
We are busy. This is DFW Shed Sessions, man. Shout out to Uncle Jeff Jones. That was a couple tunes by him, man. Another dope artist we got to get on, man.
Yes, sir.
I have a lot of respect for that young man. He did, like, it's a lot of ways to.
Damn, that boy can sing. He good.
That boy good. It's definitely a lot of ways to make your imprint in the music game, but with all the different ways, or whatever, I definitely think that he's doing it the right way. Chris Carr, I will report your page. You are not about to. This dude's legit sitting here trying to capitalize off my shortcomings. Hey man, listen, you can't beat me with the sticks of my past. Let y'all know that right now. But yeah, anyway, we are back. DFW Shed Sessions.
Yeah. So let's go ahead. And share these social medias. So Professor Melwell, where can we find you on social media?
So you guys can find me on all social media platforms at Professor Melwell. That's Professor M-E-L. Well, y'all can see it on the screen.
Okay, my good brother J Ell Groove, where can we find you on the social media platforms and the MySpaces?
Man, you can find me pretty much on all the platforms. You can hit me up on, of course, Facebook and Instagram under J Ell Groove. Then, of course, I do have my own band, Funk Your Feelings, on Facebook and Instagram. You can type in Funk Your Feelings as FUNKYO Feelings. Earlier I talked about, being successful off stage. I'm a photographer and videographer as well. So if you need me to get your good side, you can holler at me at Another Groove Project. That's Another Groove Project, because that's just another one of my projects, man. That's just another thing. Another Groove Project is You know,
You Jamaican?
huh?
Are you Jamaican?
Nah.
You work 13 jobs. Hey, come on.
I had a full-time job when I was 7, man.
You remember Hey Man from 11 Color?
Right, but
You
yeah,
got
man.
13 jobs, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, but no, it's all good. Yeah, man. So yeah, we got that, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Facebook, Instagram. You can catch me on OnlyFans and Christian Mingle. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
What's your name on Christian Mingle?
Brother Big Below.
I'm gonna just let that settle.
No, don't
for a
let it.
minute.
No, don't let it. Don't let that settle.
Yes, sir. What about you, Lou Paul? Where can we find you at, man?
Okay, so you can find me on TikTok, Lou Paul Beats, Instagram, Lou Paul Beats.
I forgot about TikTok.
Yep, LUPAUL Beats. So because I also make beats and do production stuff. Also, I have music available on all streaming platforms. I have like 3 instrumental albums out. So,
Oh, can I interject this? I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
Fun fact.
Mm-hmm.
So, I am one of the few people who still listen to Pandora.
Many few people.
But whatever, it gets the job done. And there's this channel on there called Churchin' or Church or something like that, and it's Churchin' and Churchin' 2. And so it's basically you go on there and you listen to praise breaks. They play all the praise breaks and stuff like that. So fun fact that I didn't know until literally this week. I texted you, Lou, and I was like, I was listening to one of the songs that came out. It was from Ernest Pugh's praise breaks, and I was looking and I was like, I know I ain't no musician. Well, I play the tambourine, so I am a musician. But I was like, it's a Lucius White, and I was like, hold up. And I know Ernest Pugh is good for coming down to Dallas or going around, dealing with musicians and stuff. I heard good and bad stories about it. But I was like, Lou, is this you on this CD? And lo and behold, y'all, Lou is on that CD. He did a whole praise break for Ernest Pugh. Excuse me, Ernest Pugh. So I'm going to plug that because it was actually dope.
That's what's up, man.
I'm going to plug that and tell y'all to go check that out.
Yeah, I've done that. I think that was 2014.
Yep.
And I've done this so long ago, I forget about it. So, but shout out to my guy, Fred Willis, which is the person he had, I think he posted it in DFW Shed Sessions. He said there's an opportunity, some production, somebody looking for somebody to do tracks or something for some type of opportunity for something. So I like, okay, well, I messaged him, send me the info. So he ended up sending me the info to whoever contact for me, and I put something together, and my track made it to the album. So yeah, that's it.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, but so you could go check that out as well. If you want to just get your bump on. But I also have some good chill music, hip hop, kind of lo-fi music. If you guys want just something just to chill to, if you cleaning up or studying for something or whatever it is, you can find my music, Lou Paul Beats, on everything. And feel free to add to your playlist.
Okay, music you can clean your house too.
Yeah, man.
It's actually pretty dope, guys. Please make sure you check it out. Support your people. Support your local artists. Support your local music and all that good stuff, man. We definitely need that. Also, just DFW Shed Sessions. Make sure you support. Make sure you like and subscribe. We got all the links and stuff, so make sure you like and subscribe and share, tell a friend, all that good stuff, man. Like I said, we
tell
out here.
Everybody. How many bodies?
Everybody.
I don't think it's a local podcast that's doing what we doing, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think it's anybody local that's talking to I don't think it's anybody local that's talking to the people that we're wanting to talk to, you know, having the type conversations that we're having for our area, you know. So, like I said, if it is, I'm, you know, I tend to make statements and people tend to get all tizzy about it. So, if I'm wrong, somebody please correct me. But you know, if y'all can find a video from 2011, y'all can find. Y'all can let me know.
I'm finna be like DJ Khaled. We have the best podcast.
Right. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But yo, man, you know, it's not just this podcast. It's not just for us to, you know, get on the mic and get our shine or whatever. But it's also to give out good information. It's to highlight some of the dope musicians, artists, and business people in our area. It's to highlight the good things that's happening in the DFW area. We're not trying to be the Wendy Williams of the podcast community.
How you doing?
We not trying to do all that. But yeah, you know, we just trying to have good productive conversations. You know, laugh, joke. You know, give good information and stuff like that. It's good. Evil is good sometimes, but yeah, man. So you know, y'all support us, man. Like I said, tell a friend, tell somebody.
Yeah. So, brother, I think it's time we get into these good old segments, brother.
So, what y'all will soon find out is we will have recurring segments on this show every time y'all watch, man. And we have 3 recurring segments that we'll have, and we're gonna do this every week. You know, when we have guests and stuff like that. But we're gonna start with us. And one of the recurring segments, we like to call it our top 5. Right, so it could be anything. It could be a top 5, you know, whatever. I might, if you're ever a guest on this show, I might mess around and ask you what are your top 5 sandwiches. I don't know, but for intents and purposes, you know, we're gonna start with this one, and I'll ask you, Mr. Lupal, about top 5. Right?
Okay.
You've played for many groups. You've played for, you know, different people and stuff like that. So my question to you is and it doesn't have to be in any order. Doesn't have to be in any order. What are the top 5 groups, artists, and/or acts that you've played for?
Groups, artists, or acts
that you've played for. Top 5. They don't have to be in order.
Now, cause I gotta think, like, far as the band or the level of playing, I guess, or the place. That's an interesting one. Okay, so my top 5.
Take your time.
I gotta take my time, Doc. Take your time. Man, I really gotta think about that. You go first. I come back.
I'll go first. Was the top 5 acts that I've played for, or performed with. So when I asked you this question, I didn't think about it on my end, but I guess I should have, right? But it's fine. The top 5.
That's kind of a broad question to me. I don't know why. Because because you know, like musicians, like we have stuff to where you can have a good combination of musicians, or two people that's probably 2 solid people. Then the rest of the band.
I mean, it's many different factors, man. Yeah. It's definitely different factors.
Then you can have a great artist, then the band is
right. So out of all of the people that you've played for, who are 5 people that have the best combination of both?
That's
all right. So I guess I'll say, and again, this isn't in any order, but definitely Funk Your Feelings. Funk Your Feelings, definitely just a solid overall band. You know, so I'll throw that in there. I got the opportunity I got the opportunity to play with Yarborough and Peoples. That was and if you one of the top Dallas musicians, then I think a lot of people have played for him. But that was definitely one of those gigs that kind of put me just kind of up the level for me. Even for me personally, it was one of those gigs that made me say, okay, let me this is doing something, because I mean, not even just locally, but just everywhere. That's a legendary, those are legendary people, I'm going to say one of another good gig was or is I play for a band called Ten and Tonic. I play for a band called Ten and Tonic, and so my perspective when I'm giving this list, I'm talking about from my perspective, not just the talent, not just everything, but these are acts that have put me in another light, or whatever. So I would say Ten and Tonic. I mean, for a short while, even with Ten and Tonic, we became sponsored by Shiner Beer. And that was a good run that we had with partnering our band with Shiner. So that was cool. I heard what you said.
I was gonna say if you was gonna address it.
I heard what you said, and so if we're talking about, so that's 3 for me. 4, if we're talking, and I don't disagree. I actually don't disagree. If we're talking about just a group of, this was almost like an all-star team of musicians, man. I want to say it, but I don't want to say it because I don't want to blow his head up, but I guess I'll go ahead and say it anyway. Celestial Clockwork.
Okay.
Whatever. We should bleep this out and
No.
we should in post. But now Celestial Clockwork. At the time, you had in that band we had 2 drummers. It was myself and the young homie Dwayne Berry. We call him Gummy Bear because he's soft in the middle. But the young homie Dwayne Berry, you had the front man and bass player KJ Gray, who is one of my, I put him in my top 5 bass players in the area. You had Felix on guitar. You had Felix on guitar. That's another person we need to have up here, man.
Oh, most definitely.
You had Felix on guitar. You had and we had a lot of moving pieces, but as far as the main when I joined, because also keep in mind Celestial Clockwork was a band before I joined that band, but some things happened and we wound up another project that I had going on, and the Celestial Clockwork at the time, we wound up joining forces and doing that. But Gino Stevenson was on keys. We call him Elder Bars because he light skinned and pretty. And then you had Danny Phillips on sax. Danny Phillips plays sax, and every now and again, my young brother Bo Dove, he would come play ox. So and then the moments that we created, cause we played at this spot. It's not a place anymore, but it's we'll call it tight. We'll call it Low and Loose. we'll call it.
I say that name.
We'll call it Low and Loose or whatever. So we used to play at this spot called Low and Loose every Sunday night, man, and we helped build that establishment, and we created so many dope moments musically and stuff like that. So I have to, I would be remiss if I didn't shout out Celestial Clockwork. Oh man, there's so many. I would say
One more.
I got one more. Thank you. I have to give it to my introduction into, because there was a point in time where well, I'm not gonna say a point in time. I say a point in time for me, but I would say when it comes to live music and some of the dopest artists, in my personal opinion, Deep Ellum is ground zero in Dallas for dope artists, dope musicians and stuff like that. Deep Ellum is the capital, is the music capital of Dallas. I'll stand on that. I'll down that hill. If y'all disagree, you can go stick yourself. But other than that. For me, and so my introduction, I was in the Dallas scene and Dallas area, but just specifically Deep Ellum and that scene and everything that came with it. My introduction to that was a band called the Stevie James Trio. Okay. And
shout out to Kettner.
Shout out to my guy Stephen Kettner. I wound up going to this. I wound up going to this bar, and he had in Deep Element, and he was there every Wednesday night, and wound up just watching him. I would go every so often. Then it turned into, Then it turned into, sit in on this song. Then it turned into, can you sub? Then it turned into somebody else watching me play for him and say, hey, can I? And then it went from that to somebody else watch. But that was my gateway to just the Deep Ellum scene in general, playing with the Stevie James Trio. So I'm looking at it from a perspective of bands and acts that have just helped propel my some of my music career. So those. So as far as my favorites go, those would be my top 5.
Okay, I think I'm ready now.
Oh, okay.
You should,
because I gave you plenty of time.
Yeah, you gave me time and taking in what you had and why you had it. It gives me more insight with who I'm gonna say. So, okay, so my top 5, starting with this band I had when I was in college. We played for the college choir by the name of the Baptist Student Movement. Okay. And I want to say that was probably still one of my favorite crews I love playing with, because at that time I want to say that was probably my beginning stages of learning how to actually play with a band. Because before then, when I was in high school playing at church, it was like it's like I didn't know how to handle a part playing. If I'm playing the keyboard, playing as a keyboard player, or playing as doing your part, as a band. So, playing with that band, it was great, because we never, on most of the records, we never played the record.
Okay.
We always wanted to put out.
Most people don't.
Yeah, but we always wanted to add to put our own sauce to it, which even made it even sweeter, because especially that you at that point of time, especially as a young musician at that age, you felt like you wanted to be that dude, or you wanted to be that band,
right.
That's going to be smacking. Especially we used to go to all of these. We used to play at somebody's church, or we'd go out playing at some college every week. So we was playing, at these spots every week, and it was funny because the band kind of had this reputation to where oh, they killing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like you had to walk in with that. It's like you walking in with that mentality of these are guys, and
Right.
some people it's like they got up. We walked in. I like,
Right.
I'm just chilling because there's even at that time when people was kind of getting familiar with me, they'll be like, hey, can you come play with us? I'm like, I don't even know the songs y'all
Right.
y'all singing. I'm over here
Right.
folding,
Right.
and looking bad.
Right.
So yeah, that was one of my bands. Another crew I want to say is probably the Potter House, the Fort Worth Potter's House crew. When I go sub in, because they have a solid crew. So I like playing with them. Another crew I had was probably like maybe one, or actually was one gig, but that was a night of high.
I got you.
So Dre Randall,
Did you shout?
I almost did. So it was actually at Buttons. It was Dre Randall. It was a band she put together, and I was on keys. Thaddeus Trippett on bass. My brother Jay Lawson on drums.
Okay.
And DeAnthony. I think we had a guitar player. I can't remember.
Okay.
But that night it's a lot of fun.
Dope.
So was that 3? So probably another. I'm trying to think. Is there anybody else?
This is 3.
Yeah, I'm just talking about if there anybody else I could think about that's other than those 3.
Mm-hmm. No, this what you're about to say next will be number 3.
I thought I did 3.
No, you did 2.
No, I did 3 because I did my college band,
Mm-hmm.
and I did Dre's band and the Potter's House crew.
Oh, I thought in my mind I thought Dre and Potter's House was.
No.
Okay,
that's
got you. All right.
Yeah. So
So 3. So this is 4.
yeah. So this would be 4. I think 1, which I just felt like it was a cool experience playing. It was kind of a major. Well, it was major. Playing for Maya.
Okay, dope.
So that was a cool experience, and it was fun.
Her love was like whoa.
Huh?
Was her love like whoa?
Oh man, she.
It was like whoa.
Yeah. Man.
Dope.
So the last one. Is there a last one? Because I think the rest of them is just scattered with just other musicians
Mm-hmm.
that I play with or people that I play with. So we just gonna call that the Scatter Crew.
The Scatter Crew. You gonna call it the Scatter Crew? Hilarious.
Man, it's so many, man. You know how it is, man. We play so many gigs, so
Yeah,
many people,
yeah.
and it's like I don't know if I feel like I'm leaving out something. I'm probably gonna think about it next week.
Right,
man,
same.
I forgot about so and so.
Same, cause even with me while you was talking, I almost said this group called JDK, but anyway, yeah, man, that's what's up, man.
Yeah,
that's what's up. So that was our top 5, man. Then we have another recurring segment on our show called Playing in the Wrong Key. Now, this is our version of what grinds your gears.
Mm-hmm.
What grinds your gears? This is our top pet peeves as musicians that we get out here and we have to deal with on a day to day when it come to a lot of these. So, Lou Paul, what's playing off key to you?
Playing off key is when I'm playing a song that I feel like I want to play for offering, and somebody randomly sing a completely different song.
Oh, that's definitely a Kojic thing. That is definitely a Kojic thing.
That is definitely.
Oh, man.
Then they have this thing where you just automatically supposed to follow them or another. I'm like, can I at least have offering, please? I mean, y'all ain't doing nothing but just go put in your money. Can I have offering? That's all I want.
Man, I have a I don't know if I should tell it though, because she just recently left us, man. But the church I grew up in, like we would, we would start off playing, and a lot of times the songs you playing is gonna go like this. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be something like this. It could just be an instrumental, whatever, and it would be this one lady during offering. It would be this one. Like I said, I ain't gonna mention none of that because she not here with us no more, as of recently. But she would always like in the middle. It's like it's like when you having a conversation with somebody and then just some random person just come up and interrupt your conversation and this, mind you, this is your off key, but still, but anyway, so she had this song that she would always say, everybody give unto the Lord, but we hear. like we hear, and then she was just, and for whatever reason, her voice would carry, and it would be
they always be the ones.
Her voice would
carry
carry
over everybody,
and we just gotta stop and like,
bruh.
So I feel that. I felt that from a special place.
The church I play for now, so he don't do it no more, and this dude, he's just loud. Like his regular talking voice is just loud. So he used to do a thing to where when I started playing for Alpha Music, the song I decided I want to play,
right,
he'd be in the back. You can't be God given. He's still way in the back. You can hear him way in the back. I'm just trying to ignore him.
Right.
Just like fight my way through through playing what he's doing. He just you can't. I'm like, come on, dude.
Oh, that is funny. That is hilarious, and I always got something to do with church, man. Oh man, those church people disrespectful. They don't care, man. But anyway, okay, so
musician lives matters, man.
They do. So I guess what's playing off key to me? What's playing off key? Because I have plenty. I have plenty, but I'll rock with this one. Some of y'all gonna get mad, but whatever. I love my service industry. Bartenders, servers, and stuff like that. What plays off key to me though, bartenders, it is not the band's job to regulate how much tips you get. The band is not responsible, bartenders, for your tips. And in I'm not gonna say a lot of venues, but a good number of venues, you run into this thing where, let's just say it's a bad crowd that night, or let's just may not even be that many people in there that night, or maybe it's a good crowd, but the band might be getting tips, but the bartenders really ain't getting tips. And a lot of times what happens is the bartenders will put that on the band. Oh, well, you wasn't playing this, or the music that you were playing wasn't, this is that and the other. It's like, no. Tips are a personal experience. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If I decide to tip you, that means it's not because I owe you a tip, which is that's a whole nother conversation. But it's not because I owe you a tip. It's because, you did a good job. You took care of me, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Whatever, cool. I'm going to go ahead and toss you that little extra. And then what kills me about that is, and you're a musician, when you're playing in those type of venues, you always hear, hey, make sure you go take care of your bartenders. Make sure you pay your tab, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. How often do you think the bartender says, yo, hey, make sure you go tip the band?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll wait.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's something that you would probably never hear. That's something, but, the band is always... the band is always saying, yo, hey, yeah, cool, make sure you tip your bartender and stuff like that. But a lot of times you run into some venues. There's one venue that I used to deal with called Low and Loose. It's like they would like blame they would blame the band for what their tips look like. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Funny story about that. Like,
I was getting low end, boy.
I remember there was
we still don't have no parking spots.
All of that.
Yeah.
I remember there was one. I remember there was one time where a dude came to me with a stack. The dude from behind the bar, he came to me with a stack of receipts, a stack of receipts, and he was like, "I want you to look at this here, 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 here." And I'm looking at them. Now the receipts that he's showing me, they ain't got no tips on them, but he has this big wad of receipts. And so what the point that
why would they think the band would be? That's crazy.
But so the point that he was trying to make, was that the bartender wasn't getting any tips. But so he's like, see this, here. And I said, and I look at him, I said, man, it looked like the bar did really good. A lot of people bought drinks tonight. That's crazy.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people bought drinks, man. Look like the band's doing a good job. No, that's not what I'm talking about. No, I hear what you're trying to say, but again, the tips and stuff like that, that's a personal experience, bro. Because it's not that the people can't tip. Because I'm looking at the band that was playing at the time. They actually got tips on the stage. So maybe it's not because of the band. Maybe it's because of what you got going on.
Yeah.
Maybe you being a ding-a-ling, and it's like, all right, bro, just make my drink and I'm just going about my day. But it's places like that, man, that the bartenders
Boy, we gotta do backflips.
You know what I'm saying? We
gotta
CT say reciprocation is.
Hey man, I'm just saying, man, and that's a good point, CT. And it's like yo, the band is not responsible for what y'all got going on. So anyway, that's playing off key to me.
Y'all already don't really be paying y'all on band.
I'm saying,
you want us
man,
be responsible for your tips.
I'm saying
we need as much tips as we could get.
Right.
Boy,
Anyway,
that's
did I trigger something?
That's another conversation for another day.
Well, yeah, man. So anyway, yeah, that
did trigger something. It triggered.
That is playing off key. So
the first time I heard this,
the last recurring segment that we have on the show, it is called Gig Tales. Gig Tales. So, Lou Paul, we want to know what's that one crazy gig story, and I know you have plenty.
I have plenty.
But what's that one crazy gig story that you got, man? That's just like, man, I can't believe that happened.
Okay, so this one is this is a good one. So it was this band I used to play with called the Inner City All Stars. I have so many stories with these guys, but anyway, so it was me, it's guy Sousaphone, big white guy. Gump was on this gig. DeAnthony, it was other guys, but us four, we rolled together.
I'm getting that you've played a lot with DeAnthony.
Oh yeah, we played quite a bit.
Yeah, man. Shout out to D, man. We gotta get him on.
Yeah, so anyway, we was headed straight from Dallas to Atlanta driving, and of course we was in a rental, but Dave was the driver. I don't know why, but Dave and Calvin is over the band, so it's kind of given that he be the driver. But Dave, I guess Dave was like his right hand man at the time. I don't know, but him and Dave, I'm sorry, I don't have to say it. They're by far probably the worst drivers in the history of band drivers.
Dave, you gonna let them do you like that, Dave?
Yeah. So anyway, I didn't say his last name.
It's a lot of Dave.
Yeah, it's a lot of Dave. So anyway, so it was me, DeAnthony, Gump, and Dave driving. So we're on the road. So and on top of this, so Gump and DeAnthony, they wasn't feeling well. I think they were like sick or something, allergies, whatever. So the three of us was asleep on the road, and Dave has hit the brake that woke me up. But it was one of them hard hits where it kind of make your heart jump out your chest. Where like, okay, what's going on?
Right.
So he hit the brake and it woke me up. And DeAnthony and Gump, they were still asleep. So, but I look over, this dude like doing this on the wheel, just steady, just doing that, like he dozing off. I look over to the right, it's an 18-wheeler right next to him.
Oh wow!
I like, hey, yo, bro, you need me to drive? Oh yeah, man, if you could do that, yeah, let's go ahead and do that because I need my life, man.
That's funny.
So I pretty much drove the rest of the way to Atlanta. So the story continues.
Okay.
So we get in. I think this is the next day. So the next day, before the gig, we dressed up, get ready to play, and we all like wearing suits or whatever. So Dave, this dude pants, his slacks ripped.
All right.
So his pants ripped, and D'Anthony was he basically told me his pants ripped whatever. So but his pants ripped like when I look over, them joints is ripped all the way from the top, all the way going down.
From the rooter to the tutor.
You can see his whitey tighties. And I laughed. I laughed so because they told me it ripped, but they didn't see it the way I saw.
All right.
So I was
sure.
like in tears.
It seemed like he deserved it.
Laughing. So like
that's funny.
So like he started Dave started freaking out. He said, "Man, this is the third time this done happened."
The third.
Like, okay, so I'm gonna take these back. And then at one point he said,
Funny.
I think I'm just go out this way. I'm like, nah, don't do that, man. So that happened. Somehow they taped the pants up. Okay, so fast forward after the gig. So we're headed back to the hotel, and Calvin's mom gives us a ride back to the hotel. So on the way back, D'Anthony had the navigation on his phone going on, telling her where to go. So the street was called Connor Street.
Okay.
Every street, she was like, "Do I turn right here?" Like, no, it's Connor Street. Next light. Is it right here? No, it's Connor. She did that like literally till we got to the street. So we finally get to Connor Street. We made a left. So then we got to another light. Her light was green. The other light was red. It was another car on the other way. And she stopped at the green light. She like, come on. We're like,
wow. Word.
We're like, what are you doing? I'm trying to let them by. You have a green light. They can't do it.
Right. That's funny.
So we finally get to the hotel, and she was so like on the way up there, she like, "Can you guys tell me how to get to so and so?" Ma'am, we're not from Atlanta. We don't know.
That's funny.
So like when she dropped us off, she asked again. So I'm trying to get to so and so. D'Anthony made up some directions and just said,
"Wow,
yeah." So you gonna turn left on such and such, and we go. They ain't gonna keep straight.
On
You gonna make it right? Yeah. I said, man,
that's funny.
So yeah, that's that story.
Man, gig tales. Again, man, I have so many. I'm gonna go with one of my go-tos when people ask me this question, man. I'm gonna go with one of my go-tos, man. I was playing at this venue with this rock band. Mm-hmm. It was a lot of people there of I would say a lighter hue than what we are or whatever. Yeah. A lot of people there, and I'm on the drums, and I look over and I see this older white lady. She looked like she should be on the Real Housewives or something. Mm-hmm. And she's just looking at me. She's like, mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, what you talking about or whatever? And she was like, she's mouthing like, and I was like, and I look at her like, what you gonna do? So, because what she's saying is she wanna flash me. Mm-hmm. So, and again, room full of people. So then she just says F it. She just looks around and then she just lifts up her shirt and she flashes me. So, and so I'm like, I bet, So I'm thinking, okay, well that means she trying to, whatever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So the gig is over and she's we packing up and everything, people leaving and she's still there. Mm-hmm. So I walk up to her, I approach her. I was like, "Hey, what's going on, Miss Lady? So what was that you was talking about or whatever?" And the funny part about it is she was looking at me like it was something wrong with me. Mm-hmm. Like I was out of pocket for approaching her that way. And I'm younger. I'm confused. I'm like, well, why did you just flash me if that ain't what you was talking about? Yeah. And so she literally broke it down and explained to me. And her thing was, you're a rock star and you're a badass drummer. You deserve to see great tits. Mm. I was like, So pretty much what she was saying is like just flashing the band. That's just a part of the culture. That's just a part of their culture. That's just is like, in other words, like because she was hearing great rock music, like it was her obligation to flash.
So that was her stank face.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you know, cause in our culture, to say you're doing a good job, you know, you get cussed out.
Yeah.
You get something thrown at you.
Yep.
You get hit. You get, you know, all of all the things that in a normal conversation you would deem disrespectful. But in their culture, you know, and like, you know, I guess she just comes from that like real hardcore rock era, like, you know, Kiss and, you know, all that stuff. So it's like, okay, you know, your Leonard Skinners and the Eagles and, you know, she AC/DC. Cause you know that's what time we was on. That's what we was playing and type music we was playing and yeah, like that was crazy to me, man. It's like, okay, you just gonna they were nice, by the way. You can tell she just got them done and you know all that good stuff. So they were nice old white lady tits. So
okay,
yeah,
all right. Well,
that's my gig tales, man.
That's the gig tales. Those are the segments. So.
Those are the segments, man. So yeah.
Yeah. So for the people that viewed, I definitely appreciate you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast episode.
Oh man, it is about that time, isn't it?
And I believe that is. I believe we got our first.
Man, that's the first one. We got it off.
Yeah,
got it off.
Got it
That's
done. We
what's
had
up.
some little sockets to replenish at the beginning, but we got things rolling.
Man, nah,
that's
was
old people. They just found words and just put them together.
This was
Clearly.
this was
Yeah,
a
we
cool.
got to get that alternated.
Right, you
Yeah,
need
man,
you need a defibrillator.
Yeah, man, just had to give it a tune up.
Right, but nah, man, I think this was a cool thing. DFW Shed Sessions, man. Man, I think we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, man.
I think we gotta
make sure you subscribe.
Yeah, man, we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to discuss. We got, you know, a lot of stories to tell, a lot of advice to give, and stuff like that, man. And I'm in it, man. We
talk about, man.
We possibly, yeah. But now, man, I think we gonna be here for a minute.
Yeah,
we gonna be here for a minute, people. We ain't going nowhere, man. We appreciate y'all so much for, you know, rocking with. A lot of people been, you know, we've been talking about it to our peers and stuff like that, man. A lot of people been waiting on it. And, you know, we finally got to a point to where it was like, all right, man, you know, we can go ahead and do it. We can go ahead and, you know, drop this album, you know, so.
Yeah, and since we're on Facebook, this is in a group. If there's anybody, music artists, musicians, music educators, sound engineers, even I'm actually interested in speaking with somebody that's, if anybody's on there, like that's doing thing in the area of music therapy. Yeah, I think that'd be interesting.
We want to talk about all that mental health, physical health, man, because, you know, a lot of us musicians, we have a bad rep of, you know, not taking care of ourselves physically.
All them late night gigs, man.
You know what I'm saying? Getting Whataburger after.
Whataburger and McDonald's.
You know what I'm saying?
Fuel
all that
City.
stuff, man. We have and not just our.
Ain't nobody thinking about no salad at 3 o'clock.
Right. Not just, but, you know, not even just our physical health we got to tighten up on, but our mental health as well. We got to tighten up on that stuff, man. And we're here to talk about all that, man. We if you're an entertainment lawyer, like, you know, like I said,
even that too, yeah.
Anybody in that field. Anybody in that field, man, that could, you know, help us distribute some solid information, not even just for us, but for, you know, the people watching, the musicians coming up, the, you know, old school, you know, the old dogs that ain't learned no new tricks, you know, those cats, man, like, you know, that's what we're here for. Also just to give flowers to all of the, you know, people that we admire and look up to and stuff like that, man. So yeah, man, that's the point of DFW Shed Sessions, man. And you know, we welcome y'all to, you know, like I said, help support us, help support this movement, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family, stuff like that, man. But yeah, Yeah, I think this was good. I think we got through it. You
Yeah.
know, for the most part, I think we got through it. I think we're gonna be all right. I think we're gonna be all right, Lou Paul.
Yeah, we're gonna be good, brother.
Yeah, man.
And on that note, we're gonna say good night.
We out. I think we about done. All right, man. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all so much again, man, for rocking with us. We appreciate y'all for, listening to us and all that good stuff. Like I said, every Monday, 10 p.m.
10 p.m.
Every Monday, 10 p.m. Check us out, DFW Shed Sessions.
YouTube,
YouTube, Facebook, all that good stuff, man. We gonna be here rocking with y'all, and we appreciate y'all so much. We gonna go ahead and dip. And remember, everybody, it ain't gonna remember, it ain't gonna suck itself. It ain't gonna suck itself, people.
And
Y'all
you're
make sure y'all have a
feeding
good
into
night.
it. Why?
I just wanted to point at the camera. I ain't looked at nobody all night.
Appreciate y'all so much. We out.